Alright, so in this vid today, I'm going to be speaking about the Portland Trailblazers, and I'm going to explain how they're about to be a force to be reckoned with in the Western Conference in this upcoming season. But before I get into that, make sure you like the vid, subscribe to the channel. All the links will be down below in the description, from my Instagram to my Cash App. I'd appreciate if you supported the channel. By the end of the day, that is purely your decision. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So the Western Conference is looking deep this year. You've got the likes of Golden State, Memphis, Denver, Portland, etc. You've got so many teams, Memphis, Phoenix, that could really sneak into a playoff spot, Minnesota. But I'm going to explain why the Portland Trailblazers could easily sneak into being a top 3 seed. Now, a lot of you guys will call me crazy and say I don't know what I'm talking about. But the Blazers sucked last year. Well, let me explain to you why they were bad last year. First of all, Dame was not the same with his abdomen injury, and I'm 100% certain now, coming back from that and fully having time to recover, he'll go back to MVP level Dame Lillard. And on top of that, they had the turmoil with CJ. Not that he wanted out or nothing, but obviously a new change had to happen in the guard position. Anthony Simons ascension, a lot of injuries, and a lot of trying out new players. Now, this season, the roster's completely been turned around with the emergence of Ant Simons, with the likes of Josh Hart coming in, who's going to be a nice player, in my opinion, off the bench. You've drafted Shaedon Sharpe, and overall, you've got more deep in certain positions. Now, the biggest thing that stands out to me about the Trailblazers is that they've added defense. Now, they've added defense in almost every single position, every single part of the floor. For example, originally you thought, oh, they don't really have a good defensive guard unit. Well, you've added GP2 now, who's one of the best guards in the entire NBA. He's a highly athletic guard who can really push the tempo on defense and gives maximum effort on that end of the floor. He also has an abdomen injury, but will be ready for the start of the season. On top of that, the wing position, you've added someone like Shaedon Sharpe. And although he's a rookie, he has so much upside on the offensive side of the ball and also on the defensive side of the ball. He's 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan, something ridiculous like that, and he honestly has so much untapped potential on both ends of the floor. So Shaedon Sharpe, in my opinion, is going to be an absolute lockdown. Keon Johnson, who was only coming into his own last season, finally getting minutes, is also a great athletic two-way player and a very good defender. You added someone like Jeremy Grant in the 4 position who can really anchor that place down, because the 4 position really has been very troublesome for the Blazers in many seasons. In my opinion, Jeremy Grant perfectly fills that void and will add a type of player they haven't had, as in he can be an offensive threat, and on the defensive side of the ball, you know he's going to bring size and length and athleticism. Again, that's a massive emphasis I'm seeing. They're not just adding defenders that are like savvy veterans, which is also very good to have. For example, PJ Tucker's a great example of that, but they're adding more younger athletic defenders to put around Dame, which in my opinion is a great recipe for success. And on top of that, you've got deeper in every single position as well. I've already emphasized how you've now got GP2, who now in my opinion will always be with one of Ant Simons or Dame at some course of time of the floor, which means that in a certain unit you might have Dame and GP2, in another unit you might have Ant Simons and GP2. Therefore, that will greatly help you on the defensive side of the ball, and he's a guy that can legitimately guard the other team's best perimeter player / offensive guards, and that just helps in so many ways. Also, if the opponent's best player, let's say they somehow get to the fight, it's hypothetical, okay, calm down guys, someone like Jimmy Butler, a perfect matchup for him would be Jeremy Grant. You've got the size enough and athleticism to stay with him and stay at his hip. So I just feel like what they've done is they've prepared themselves for different looks, because different teams in the Western Conference have different types of players. For example, you've got a team like the Grizzlies who are very guard orientated. Yes, Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane are great, but their key man is Ja Morant, and he's one of the best guards in the NBA. I'm not going to say GP2 is going to lock down Ja Morant, because no one can really do that, but he will definitely make shots tougher for him on one-on-one coverages. Also, if you match up a team against a team like the Pelicans, whose best players are Zion and Brandon Ingram, who play the 3 and the 4 positions. Again, I'm not going to say Jeremy Grant's going to completely lock down Brandon Ingram or even stop him from getting 30, but he will definitely make his looks harder and make him have to work a bit more harder for his points. These type of looks that you can throw at different players now will definitely help you to be more successful defensive team, and I would not be surprised if, because of these additions, someone like Dame and Anthony Simons kind of become very good team defenders, and the Portland Trailblazers end up having a top 10 defense. Yes, you heard it here first, because Chauncey Billups is a very, very good defensive coach and knows how to coach his guys well to play hard on the defensive side of the ball. And I definitely feel like the additions they've made are a real reflection on the way Chauncey likes to coach and the way the Portland Trailblazers are going to play in this upcoming season. But that's all I really got for this video. Let me know if you agree with me in the comment section down below. Do you feel like the Trailblazers will be a force to reckon with? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I would love to hear your opinions, but thank you for listening.